Yes.
Okay, let's start recording on Ustream.
You are.
Okay. Good evening. Once again, I want to welcome you guys out there. And those who are, say what?
I can hear you on your phone.
You can hear me on my phone. It's
Yeah.
not down all the way.
No.
Okay, now it's down all the way.
Okay.
Okay. All righty. I hope some of you guys are been following us throughout the week. I think it was last week we finally completed going through the four gates to paradise and the 12 foundations to paradise. And once again, you can get a copy of this on our meetup group website. Come on in, have a seat.
I cannot stay.
Okay.
I have engagements that may be.
All right. Well, we're broadcasting live, so okay.
Well, I was looking at my crystals last night when I got home, and
Uh-huh.
I have a bunch of amethyst crystals, and that piece that broke off.
That's a piece of broke off. Well, you keep that as for you.
It broke off for some reason.
Okay. Well,
I've got the cluster of them.
all right.
Great.
Okay. Well, thanks for the gift. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night.
Look what I just found on the side of
An arrowhead.
Another arrowhead.
right there.
Neat.
They were weed eating, and it fell out of the hill.
All right.
Well,
Let me get back to the broadcast,
Wow.
Mike. I got
All right.
people
Try to get me
viewing.
a JLB.
go for
Okay.
it. God bless.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Good job.
What did Mike say?
You gonna look for a JOB?
Oh, okay. We have someone who's actually putting the law of attraction principles into action. He's got a job interview, just wanted to run in and let us know that he's going out to get a job. Someone we've been working with the past few weeks using the law of attraction and other spiritual awareness to help change his life for the better. But as I was saying, last week we finally finished the 4 gates to paradise, as well as the 12 foundations. This week I want to go over the subconscious mind, because the law of attraction doesn't work unless you know what is on the inside of you, because whatever's on the inside of you is what's attracting what's on the outside of you. Whatever you find, whatever situation or surroundings that you find yourself in, is because those situations and surroundings are on the inside of you. Okay? I don't know if someone's coming back. We have a knock on the door. We'll see.
Hello. How you doing? Is this,
We have, apparently we have
oh, really?
some people in,
Oh,
coming in for the,
what? Okay. Oh, I don't, Andy. Hey, listen. Nice to meet you.
Come on in.
come on in, Andy, have a seat. Nice to have you.
Hey, how you doing?
Have a seat anywhere. I'm Vince Adams. Nice meeting you.
Good to meet you.
Okay. We're broadcasting live on Periscope. Got a few people watching. Always when people come, I like to ask, how did you find us?
Meetups group?
On the meetup group?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you join the group officially or just
Yeah, I did.
how long ago?
About 2-3 weeks ago,
2 or
maybe?
3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay, glad to have you.
I came from Illinois, and I was on meetups there,
Uh-huh.
and I switched it over to the address, and my face isn't showing on there.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe that's why you didn't know I joined or something like that.
Okay, no problem.
I don't know if
Sure,
you
I
ever.
saw it.
I don't know if you ever look at the meetups.
What
Yeah.
part of Illinois did you come from?
I was near Chicago at first, and then I moved down to Southern Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's from Chicago too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grew up in Chicago half my life, and then at least at that time, half my life in Chicago, the other half in Detroit, and Then parts unknown after that.
Okay.
They're not really unknown. I just threw that in there.
You just
How long were you a member of a meetup group in? Was it Law of Attraction back in Illinois?
Oh no. I wasn't even in any I don't know what you guys Hebraic roots, Christian, whatever spiritual
Okay.
group at all over there. I mean, I went to church and stuff per se, and I'm kind of newer to this kind of stuff anyway. So
Okay.
I'm going to another Hebraic roots church that just started a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago. Yeah,
Right here in Shreveport.
yeah, in Shreveport.
Okay.
On East Kings, this
Really?
highway. Yeah,
I might have emailed them today because I was sending out our invitation and our announcement of us being here too.
Okay.
We're brand new.
So
Yeah, I've been following you guys a little bit and
Yeah.
kind of was waiting for a couple people to show up. So,
Yeah, we had some people sign up, right? They're not here.
yeah. That happens, I guess, huh?
It's
Yeah.
a lot. People do show up without signing up too, but
So and then I show up and I'm the only one.
someone else might come
someone
in.
might come
Oh, that'd
in.
be good.
That'd be a good
Yeah.
feeling.
Sometimes we get a few regulars come through. We have quite a following on Periscope and Hebraic Roots. So we're just rolling with that for right now. So do you know anything about the Law of Attraction at all?
No.
No.
I mean, I can tell you something. I've been in church and stuff like Christianity. Sure, I know. I grew up in that Baptist genre and stuff. And I've been studying on my own Bible for at least 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, and I always just found that there was no real love in the churches. The God's love that I see, that I interpret as love. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They're good at telling you what to condemning you and looking down on you if you do something wrong, or they think you do something wrong, and they're good at telling you what to do, but they're not good at telling you how to do it.
That's okay.
And there's just not the love that ain't there. The love of God, as I see it, and so I'm just searching more and more, and I always wanted to join a Hebrew.
Hebraic Roots.
Yeah, like more Jewish. I wanted to go all more to the Jewish side because everything in the Bible is Jewish, and
Okay.
I believe in Jesus was a Jewish, so and that's his people. So
Now, did you join the Law of Attraction meetup group or the Hebraic Roots
Or all
meetup group?
three.
Or both?
We have three, so.
okay. I joined this one and Hebraic Roots.
Oh, so you
and
joined both.
I don't
Okay.
know about the other one, so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we combine the Hebraic, the Law of Attraction with our Psyche and Emotion Body Code meetup. So
Right, we've tried 3 different groups to attract 3 different people. And
okay.
some people joined all 3.
This is kind of our ecumenical outreach, the Law of Attraction. As I say, the Law of Attraction is where we can all meet up, regardless of denomination, religion, persuasion, whatever. It's kind of a universal law. Someone asked the question, is there really such a thing as Law of Attraction? I would say absolutely yes. And it works just the same as the law of gravity. You are always attracting something. It is always at work. So the question is, though, what are you attracting? Most people don't know what they're attracting.
Yeah.
We're always attracting something.
I'm sorry to
Go
interrupt
ahead.
you, but
Go ahead.
I've been watching some of these videos I found. I guess God or Joe or whatever. I mean, whatever you guys call him, Elohim or whatever you call him. He's brought me to these videos, and man, it's just opening my mind up. It's just like life-changing thing, about what these people are saying. Even a little girl, she has prophetic pains and stuff like that, and she is right on with what she says. And
Okay.
Okay. Someone said, well, how do you, abolish negativity? Well, first you have to abolish it within yourself. You have to stop thinking negative thoughts, because whatever you think about
what's it going to
today,
be?
you're going to attract tomorrow. Someone also asked the question, well, how do I get rid of debt using the law of attraction? Well, you have to learn to start thinking about abundance. Okay, having more, the universe is abundant. Those of you who are out there in Periscope land, I really recommend you go to our meetup group site and download the 4 Gates to Paradise, as well as the 12 Foundations to Paradise. It's in one handout. Say what?
Separate one out for him.
Sure, absolutely.
I kind of forgot he was white.
You can keep talking, because
Yeah, that's
it's
okay.
interactive. It's not that you
Right,
can't
you,
interrupt
yeah,
me
just
or
feel
anything.
natural. It's not like we're here for you. You're here.
But like you said that you found that most religious groups were good about telling you what to do, but not how to do it. And that was one of the reasons why I think attracted me to the law of attraction, because the law of attraction tells you how to do some of the, a lot of it, well, all of the things actually that the Bible and most religions tell you to do. It gives you step 1, step 2, step 3, as opposed to telling you, hey, just go out and do it, love your neighbor and just, or whatever, whatever the speech or the sermon
Right.
is. I think the law of attraction gives you some hands-on techniques that you can begin to utilize right away. And as long as you're consistent with them, you can manifest whatever it is your desires, whatever you want. The only problem with the law of attraction, and I really shouldn't say a problem, it's not the law of attraction's fault, is that most of us don't know what is on the inside of us. We have no idea of why certain things keep happening to us. Why am I always broke? Why, do I always, especially women say this, why do I always wind up with these type of guys? And, there's sometimes, with men, why do I always attract, women who are crazy or something, You're responsible for your life. Now, a lot of people think that that's blaming them, but it's not. It's really empowering you, because when you take, the responsibility, not the credit, not the blame, but the responsibility for your life and what you see before you, and say, this is my life. I got myself here. No one else got me here but me. It wasn't an ex-girlfriend. It wasn't an ex-husband. It wasn't that they did this or did that. I allowed them to do whatever they did. I attracted that type of person into my life. So whatever I'm seeing in my life right now, since I attracted it, I now have the ability to change it. But if you go through life with the victim mentality, everybody's doing something to you, then that's what you're going to be. You're going to be a victim all your life. You're going to have circumstances and situations that are beyond your control that you don't want. There's another law called the law of deliberate creation. As I said, you're always creating something. The question is, what is it? You have the ability and the power to create whatever it is you want. You can create your future today, and then maybe a couple of weeks, in some instances, maybe some months, you'll just walk right into it. It'll just be there for you because you created it today. And whatever you create today, if you are consistent, it will be there in the future for you one day, in the not too distant future. So that's what the law of attraction is about. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever we are thinking about, that's going to be our state. That's going to be what we see in our life. Yeah.
I've learned all that from a lady called Caroline Leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know her?
We
You
got
guys seen her?
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
into her.
Man,
That's a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Life changing. when I saw that, I was like, oh my
Did you do
oh
the
my
The thoughts
goodness.
and things that you can
Did you
see.
do the 21-day brain detox with her?
No, I don't have her materials. I've just been trying to watch her stuff. I've been
Very good.
what I got from her, and I don't even know if she said it, but she probably did. But speaking the Bible into my life, speaking words of life into my life, like any problems I have, like stress problems or whatever, I just speak the Bible verses,
Very good.
and it works. The first night I started doing that, I slept like I never slept in my life. So peaceful and so calm.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So.
There's a question. The question fades before I have a chance to read it sometimes.
Oh.
Is there any way to pull them back up? You guys are asking good questions, and
Resend those questions for us, please.
yeah, someone
Yeah.
said, it started off, are we responsible for what we attract or something like that? I don't know. But go ahead, you were talking about Caroline Leaf.
Yeah, she just was like one of those life-changing things I've seen, and it hit home like that's truth. That's all what she's saying is truth, you know. So, and I've been taking it to heart and
Taking it out.
trying to and in workplace if I got like I used to feel like pressure coming on my head, like you know, maybe if you say a demonic attack or something. I don't know what you would call it, but that's what I'm calling it. Trying to take me to a negative place, and it was just like a pressure, and I started speaking verses like you I can't think of you know, this is verses in that like you would I can't even have sorry. Well, you know, verses in to help with that.
Mhm.
Like you would give me you have not given me harm. You don't want to do harm to me, and peace verses.
Okay. Someone asked the question, are we victims of what other people attract? And the answer is yes. The Bible says, you know, make sure there are no roots of bitterness springing up in you, defiling you and others. So yes, you can be a victim of what other people are attracting if you let them into your life. And then, I don't know if you're familiar with quantum physics.
A little bit.
Okay, that's all. You're part of the audience too. It's okay. So
I feel like I'm interrupted.
no,
I know, this is
But,
how I have you. I was split.
the quantum field. We affect each other.
Yeah.
You know, I'm affecting you right now. You're affecting me, and we're all connected. If I'm producing, you know, if I have a bunch of negative thoughts, I'm sending that out into the universe. Maybe it doesn't have an effect in my immediate surroundings. Maybe everybody in my immediate surroundings are very positive and resistant to that. But there may be someone over in Africa or the Middle East who's not resistant to negative thought. I'm adding to the negativity of the world by having negative emotions and negative thoughts. You know, so yes, you can be affected by the negative thoughts of others and the negative things that they attract. We are our brother's keepers, so to speak. The way that you protect yourself against that is to constantly think positive thoughts. Anyone in your sphere of influence, if they, you know, with law of attraction, you'll hear us say many times that what are you vibrating? What's your vibrational level? One of our members coined a phrase that I really like. It says, your vibe determines your tribe. So whatever you're vibrating, whatever's on the inside of you, it attracts who's going to be around you. And if you have negative people in your life, all you got to do is just start being positive all the time.
Yeah.
And they will eventually go away. I guarantee you. They can't stay in your quantum field.
I had a guy at work. He's always on me and being negative to me about silly, goofy stuff. And I just prayed about it, and you know, it seems like he's getting prayed away. You know, not to harm him or nothing, but I was just praying like in a good way, not a negative way, but
Yeah.
like, can you just please let him go because we're not on the same page. We're not on the same whatever you call it. You know.
Plane, vibration,
Yeah.
wave
Not on the
vibration.
same vibrational plane. I mean,
And he so today, the last couple of days, I just can see him going away. So I'll pray for him and stuff.
That's cool.
you don't have to
I
pray
don't hate
him. You don't have to pray him away. You can just continue, just pray blessings on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just continue to be positive. I'll tell you a story. One of our mentors, Leslie and I, we like to call ourselves spirit, mind, body coaches. And we've been trained in a lot of different modalities over the years. And one of our instructors told a story about, they had the neighbor from hell. I mean, this guy would throw rocks at their kids. I mean, he was that bad. And he was just terrible. I mean, you couldn't do anything to please him. He was just mean all the time, mad all the time. And they didn't know what they were going to do. They had to call the police on him a couple of times and, couldn't get much traction there. So they decided to just start praying for him. They just started blessing him. God, please bless him. Do this for him. Do that. Just blessing, 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 blessing. And in a few weeks, I don't know if it took a few weeks or a few months, I can't remember, but in time, all of a sudden, one day the guy, he knocks on the door. And he said, hey, can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? And he said, by the time they moved, he was saying, oh, you guys are the best neighbors I've ever had. He just completely turned around. Because they, instead of being agitated by what he did and letting it upset them, basically playing his game, bringing down their vibrational level to his vibrational level, they elevated. And he was either going to have to move or he was going to have to come up. In this case, he came up. So you don't have to, don't think about praying someone away. Just concentrate on increasing your level. Yeah.
Yeah, just ask, do we have to believe in religion to practice the law of attraction?
No, you do not have to believe in any particular faith system. You don't have to, for the law of gravity to work, you don't have to believe in God or anything. You don't even have to believe in the law of gravity. But I guarantee you, when you go up on a rooftop or something to step off, you will hit the ground, without some kind of intervention. So no, you don't have to believe in, God or anything. The law of attraction, that's why earlier I said this is kind of a universal ground. I hold these meetup group meetings every Thursday for everybody. No matter what religion, no matter what. This is completely open because the law of attraction is where we can all get together and discuss how to do better using the law of attraction because it's a law. It really is a law.
But you might want to tell them
What?
who created the law of these laws.
Well, no. Why? It's there. I don't have to tell them who created the law of gravity. Everybody knows that it works, So, hey, whoever you believe in, if you believe that there is a God, if you believe it's just the universe, if you believe in intelligent design, whatever, your belief system is, that's who did it. Okay? Now, I believe that God created it. But my belief is you don't have to adopt my belief to use the law of attraction. I just simply refer to the Bible a lot to show you a lot of Christians shy away from stuff like this. And I just mentioned, hey, it's in the Bible. Here it is. There it is. In order to give it more credibility and just to show people, especially Christians, that, hey, it's right there already if you will just learn how to use it. And here is where we talk about step 1, step 2, step 3 on how to use it without any requirements. We don't require you to, to go to church. We don't require you to do this. Just, hey, be aware that there is such a thing called the law of attraction. And this is how you can use it. This is how you can manipulate it. How you can manipulate your own future. How you can manifest all of your goals, dreams, and desires. One thing about the law of attraction, when you get it deep within you, when you get it into your subconscious mind, it will make you become whatever it is it takes to become what you've been thinking about. You know, it'll make you study more. It'll make you see those business opportunities that you haven't seen before. It will bring it out of you. It will develop you. That's one thing about the law of attraction that's so magnificent. It makes you become whatever it is you're focusing on. And that's, just absolutely wonderful. It's like a little small miracle.
Very good.
I just like she said. I say it's coming from God too. I mean, and you can't. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. You can't like say you're in some negative group or you have negative beliefs or something. It's not gonna mesh, right? I mean, like say you're into Satanism or something like that.
Well, no, we're not. We won't go there. That's
just
the only
saying.
group I won't allow in.
But still, it's a
I'm
good
just saying.
analogy, still a good
That's
comparison.
I do comparisons of,
Right. It's a good comparison to say, hey, if you want to practice the law of attraction,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
you don't want to practice Satanism because that's not going to lead you to the proper thoughts.
right.
That's the only group that's.
I don't mean to shock you or nothing, but
Believe us.
We're not
We
shocked.
have a lot to share with you about that.
But you mentioned
I'm
Dr.
saying,
Caroline Lee. Go ahead.
I believe just, and I don't know, maybe I'm being narrow-minded because it sounds like you're more open-minded than me, but
Mhm.
I mean, I just believe in a God of the Hebrew
Mhm.
Hebrew God. You know what I'm saying?
So do we.
And like Islam, that's not the same God to me.
Amen.
And they can get some the benefits, like you said, it's a law and stuff. But if they're not worshiping the right God, then they're not gonna be loving on no Christians or whatever you want to call yourself. They're not gonna be. They want to kill you, so they're already in the negative.
Yeah.
Well, let's go there. First of all, not every Muslim
That's right.
is a radical Muslim,
You're
as we call them, or wants to kill everybody in the West. Okay,
Right.
let's there are some good Muslims out there. Okay, but let's go with what you said about God and the law of attraction, because that's the title of this meeting right now. God and the law of attraction. The law of gravity. You got to think about this in terms of a real law. Okay? The law of gravity works on everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist or Hindu. It works. It's something that the Creator, the universe, the light, source, or God set up. Whatever term, you can put whatever label you want. I believe in, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I believe in the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's me. Okay? That's me and Leslie. But not everybody that comes to the meetup group. We had a lot of members who are New Age. And I've learned a lot from these people who are New Age, who I was trained. I've been in seminary. I'm an ordained minister. I was trained basically that these people are the enemy, that the New Age movement and the Hindus and the Buddhists, that they're the enemy. But I have to admit, when I started the meetup group last year, they taught me quite a bit about my own faith. What I have found is that these people are really practicing my faith, many of them, in many instances. But they're doing it the simplified way, the way that actually works, the step 1, step 2, and then do step 3. And after that, you're pretty much home free. Just keep doing 1, 2, 3 over again. Just, keep repeating the process. And what I was saying about the law of gravity, it works on everybody just the same. And the law of attraction works on everyone the same. It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim. It'll even work on a radical Muslim. But a radical Muslim, what's in a radical Muslim? Negativity. So that's,
Yeah. So
that's
that's yeah.
that's what they're going to attract. Okay? They're going to keep attracting that negativity. It works perfectly on a Muslim. That's what they're going to attract. They're going to wind up blowing themselves up. They're going to wind up dead because they're trying to kill someone else, and so eventually they're going to be killed. It works perfectly on the Muslim. It works perfectly on the Hindu. It works perfectly on the Buddhist. It works perfectly on the hypocritical Christian who goes to church every Sunday but doesn't put one practice of what they are hearing from the pulpit, who wouldn't give, to anyone or help anyone, who's mean to everyone. That's exactly what they're going to keep attracting in their life. And people who stay positive, stay loving, they're going to attract that. Whether they are Christian, whether they are New Age or whatever. Now, at the end of the age, that's a different story. But we're not here to debate what's going to happen to them in the next life.
Come
Yeah,
Saturday.
okay.
Come
Then-
Saturday.
Okay. Then
Oh, okay.
that's not what we're here about. Here for tonight. We're open. This is an ecumenical, universal meeting place where we can all come together and share our ideas about the law of attraction, about being positive, about being loving, and bringing positivity into the world, and hopefully tipping the scales in balance of love and peace and prosperity and health.
Basically,
That's
what
what
you
the
put out
gentleman
there. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
The gentleman just said, the guy was just saying, he wants to attract health, wealth, and peace. You just said it.
Okay, let's talk about health for a quick moment. If you want to be healthy, if that's the main thing, let's say maybe you're sick. The reason why you're sick, as we have been taught, the body only does what you tell it to do. If you're the type of person, you shut yourself in, you're a recluse, no one can get through to you with friendship and love. If you put these walls and barriers up around yourself, pretty soon your body will start to do the same thing. If you harden your heart towards others, that expression, that metaphor, your heart will actually, the arteries in your heart will actually begin to harden like a wall. Whatever you're telling your body to do emotionally, eventually your body will begin to do it physically.
Do you think like your thoughts are like a spiritual or soulful, and then and that is manifesting in your body? What your thoughts are going out is creating inside your body physically.
Absolutely.
Is it
Absolutely. Definitely.
because like what happens in heaven happens on earth below, stuff like that.
As
Kind
above,
of-
so below.
yeah.
As above, so below.
Yeah.
Now, when you have an awakening below, you arouse the universe or the heavenlies. And then you get divine assistance to do whatever it is you've been awakened to do. That's law of attraction. You draw help from the universe, from above. Have you studied Kabbalah?
I've heard about it, and
You're warned.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't probably look into it myself,
Okay.
because it seemed, I don't know, just.
I'm heavily into Kabbalah.
Oh, really? Okay.
But not the Kabbalah you're probably
Oh,
thinking.
okay.
It is the Hebraic, true.
Yeah.
Not the one Madonna goes to, or
Origination
is it
the
the one
rabbi.
Madonna goes to?
No.
Well, the one Madonna goes to is okay. It's just Madonna. That's just her. Madonna studied Kabbalah at the Kabbalah
I know,
Center.
but they're, you know what I'm talking
But I
about.
think
Not the
I think
not the
she's a
commercialized
witch,
part.
and
She might be. They're witches.
And I'm not trying to put negative on people and
I would like to.
judging them. I'm just stating what I facts.
She
you know.
might very well be. I don't agree with Madonna's morals that she's expressed over the years. You know,
And she's got all the symbolic stuff on her videos and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
because
You know,
We
so-
know.
but
yeah.
she,
Okay.
you know,
The Illuminati
don't judge Kabbalah by her. You know, just like you
and all the
can't.
celebrities that do that.
Yeah, you know you can't judge Christianity by everybody that goes to church.
Right.
You know,
You're right. Otherwise, you'd be like, I don't like.
You won't want anything to do with it.
Like what
Okay?
Gandhi said, I would
Yeah.
be a Christian if I ever met one. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them are just.
That's you know that statement by Gandhi.
I know the one that says, I like your Christ, but I don't like the Christians or something.
Yeah,
I don't
something like
something
that.
like that.
They
Yeah.
don't seem to follow.
I think the way it went, they asked him, "Have you tried Christianity? Or what about
You
Christianity?"
think about it, yeah.
And he's you know, or they said, "Why don't you become a Christian?"
Yeah.
And he said, "I would be very happy to, if I could ever meet one." You know, he said, "I've never met one." You know, because he studied, you know, the Bible.
He liked Jesus Christ, but he didn't. You know,
But-
wasn't fond of the Christians.
He said, "I don't see any of you people practicing, you know, what I'm reading. You're not doing
Yeah.
what I'm
I couldn't
reading."
call it doctors. Is it crazy?
You know, and which was quite true at the time. It wasn't an anti-Christian statement.
It's very hard to find someone. You know, I'm not perfect, and I'll never say I am, but at least I'm honest and I'm truthful to myself and other people, and I'm always trying. You know, I'm always trying to be closer to God and what He wants me. You know, it's still, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I still learning all this stuff. You know, which is helping me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Very good.
all I can do is go forward. You know, and
Right.
forget my past and be honest to myself and truthful. I mean, I'm honest, you know, like they say, to a fault. You know, I'll tell anybody my past. You know, I don't care who it is. You know.
You're transparent.
Yeah,
So you can
exactly.
Learn and
Yeah.
grow. That's beautiful.
I mean, I had a bad past too. So I mean, I was
Yeah,
caught up in some stuff I never thought I'd get out of. You know, so
You have a
But-
testimony and you have faith. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Well, kind of getting back to the gentleman who says he wants to attract health,
Health, wealth, and peace.
wealth, and peace. I'm going to deal with health right now. Your body only does what you tell it to do. You know, hardening of the arteries, heart attack, diabetes, whatever. It's your own fault. It's not genetic. Okay, you may think it's genetic because you know you act like your father and your mother. You do the same things that they do. You think the same way that they thought. So you think it's genetic. You think it runs through the family, but that's not necessarily true. What's true is you probably have the same thought patterns that your parents had and your grandparents had, that your aunts and uncles and cousins had or have, and you just don't realize it. Okay. Because, you know, most people when they grow up, what do they say? I'm not going to be like my dad. I'm not going to, you know, I don't want to be like my mother. I'm, you know, blah, 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 this, you know. And the truth of the matter is they probably are very much, we're probably all very much like our parents in a lot of different ways. If we, you know, sit down and analyze it, you know, and truthfully, you know. So, if you want good health, you have to have the right mindset. That's where Psych-K comes in. Psych-K is a way that we can reprogram our subconscious mind. And when we reprogram the subconscious reprograms the conscious. And what I mean by that is the concept of neuroplasticity. The brain can be shaped
As you already know from Caroline Lee's stuff.
Yeah.
by our thoughts.
Yeah.
But what are the thoughts that we are thinking? Okay?
I never believed if I would get sick, or I never, you know, I will never have cancer, blah blah blah, you know, because I just don't believe that. It's a hoax, you know, to me, and
That's, it's not a bad starting point.
Right.
I've always been like that. Because I guess God put it in my heart, like, you know, whatever. I just knew it was not the truth, you know. So
But I will
That's
challenge
right.
you though.
I believe you. Yeah.
we can find out if you really believe that. You might say that.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay.
I know you believe it.
Okay. I think you do with the conscience
But what
mind.
he's trying to say is there's things that we do have, you say we believe, but when we're tested, like some priests can say, I believe in Yeshua, and then you test them, they actually don't, because they were just raised to think and be a certain way, but they never applied the truth in their life.
But if we go into, you can actually believe that deep down to the core. It could even, let me finish. It could even be in your subconscious. But you might have something else in your subconscious that's competing with that. You know, in Psi K, we talk about the 4 quadrants. You believe that you're never going to get sick. Okay, you believe you're always going to be in health. The opposite of that would be, I have to watch out, I might get sick. Okay, we can test your subconscious to see, do you have the good belief and you oppose the bad belief, which is good. In other words, you test strong on the positive belief
Right.
and you test weak
It's a
on the
muscle
negative
testing.
belief.
Let's do muscle testing.
Okay,
Here's if I can
Go ahead.
here's where my belief started from is like, I've had faith in God so much, even when I was younger. I had a lot of faith. I always had faith no matter what. That I'd rather die before I go in the hospital, you know. And I know this sounds crazy, but I'd rather die because I know God won't let me die. He might let me almost to the point of death, and I wouldn't go to the hospital even whatever that they said I had. I wouldn't go because I know God. We have so much strong faith is that God would heal me. He would take it away.
okay.
That's how much faith I got.
I believe, I'm not questioning your faith.
Oh, you can. That's fine. I'm just
No. What I'm
That's
saying is
awesome.
you can
I think
believe
that's
that.
awesome.
gotta put that in me. No,
Okay.
That's not. I'm not bragging.
Right,
So,
well,
Okay.
it was gonna be.
You can believe that, and it may actually be a deeply held belief that you believe all the way into your subconscious. But what if possibly you believe you're not worthy of love, or you're not worthy of the good life? That can erode that health issue because you now have 2 competing beliefs. You can have 2 competing belief statements, and one can, diminish the other. And what Psi K does, we go in, we get in touch with your subconscious, we get in touch with the Holy Spirit, we get in touch with the higher self, we get in touch with the universal mind, and we find out what are all of your deeply held beliefs. Is there any belief in there that competes? Just like, see, you made the statement,
and you
you would rather die
right.
than get sick because you know that God won't let you die. That's a competing belief. That's a negative statement. You really don't want to say that, But, and so we need to find out, how deep does that thing go? How deep is that statement that you've made? Did you make anything that we call an inner vow? Did you make a statement maybe 20 years ago when you were a little kid about something and you forgot about it? Okay, and it's still in there working against you. Like I said, we find some people, they test what we call SW, strong, weak. Strong on the good stuff and weak on the bad stuff, which is good. Then there's some people who test strong, meaning that they have a competing belief against, they believe strongly in the good thing,
Yeah.
but they also believe strongly on the bad thing.
Yeah, that's
And
what I had. I'm breaking that cycle.
Okay, that's good.
I've had that guy who wants me in a position that is suffering position, basically, like a martyr position.
Mhm.
I believe that from reading the Bible, and that's what I saw, and so, it would affect me, But I'm changing my thoughts patterns on
Change
that.
that. Okay.
God's gonna, even if He does have me in some suffering position, that's fine. I'm gonna have peace through it,
Okay.
So
Wow.
I'll just, might as well not live in the negative.
So when the Lord says, He wants to send you, you're like, yes, Lord, send me anywhere, or do you like that, or?
Yeah, sure. I'll listen to it, if I know it for sure, 100%, yeah.
Okay.
But then you gotta test the
Yeah,
spirits and, see if they're You're
The
you know.
confirmation and all of that.
But I believe even if you're in a suffering position, God will give you peace through it. It'll be like you're not really suffering. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know,
He'll be with you.
Yeah, you'll be joyful. Like Paul was in prison and
He was all
being
right.
and whipped and beaten, and he was stoned, and
Yeah,
but he was
that's
he,
all right.
he-
Real
and
right.
I was always reading that in the negative, like, oh man, it was always depressing me. It was always bringing me. I could feel my spirit bringing down. It's like I want to follow God, but I don't really want this to happen to me. No, but then I started reading, praying about it and reading, and Paul talks about joy all the time, a lot.
Wow.
So there's something I'm not seeing. He's got joy, through all this stuff, So I'm concentrated on that now,
Well, I read that.
because it's not really suffering. It's there on paper, but
The joy of the Lord was his strength.
Yeah.
No matter what suffering he was going through. He was going through it, but the joy of the Lord was his strength.
Paul was a very complicated individual, and now we're getting into doctrine. I'm going to make one statement, and I'm going to turn the conversation the other way. I tell people now, I say Paul seems to be schizophrenic. Don't pay attention to what Paul says as much as to what Paul actually does. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You got to come to church to find out the answer to that. We're not in church tonight per se.
Sorry.
He wrote a lot of
I know
important
he wrote.
things.
But like I said, Paul, it's as if Paul was schizophrenic or extreme, as the Bible says, as Peter says, much of Paul's wisdom, and this is in 2 Peter 2:3, much of Paul's wisdom is hard to understand. And most people use it to their own mishap. They don't understand it. They haven't been trained. They don't know exactly what Paul is saying.
he was just here on this is how I see it. He was here on the spiritual side, way up there, and knowing God and stuff. And me, I'm down here. So that's why I can't understand everything.
No, that's
No.
that's not necessary. Paul wasn't any more spiritual than any of the other apostles.
Or God showed him more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Remember,
I don't
think
know.
of that as Enoch.
Imagine, okay,
Enoch and Moses and
imagine Paul.
Paul.
Okay, Paul did not ever meet Yeshua. Okay, he never walked and talked with Yeshua.
Who's Yeshua? I'm confused.
Jesus.
Okay.
Didn't?
Yeah, he
He
never.
met him on Damascus.
On the Damascus, he had what's called the Damascus Road experience, where he had a vision of Jesus that knocked him off his mule or horse and blinded him for a time. But he never ever, his contact with Jesus or Yeshua came after the death, burial, resurrection, and ascension. Okay, a long time after that. You remember, Paul was the one who persecuted the Jews. He was the one holding everybody's coat while they stoned Stephen to death. He was the one who said, "There he is, get him." Okay? And it wasn't until much later that he had a conversion. And true enough, he learned quite a bit. But he was not the one who walked and talked with Yeshua in the flesh for 3.5 straight years. Okay? And also I remind people that Jesus said, "It's upon Peter that I will build my church," not upon Paul. Peter was the rock, Petra, that the church is supposed to be built on. Now, Peter didn't say anything negative about Paul. He just said, hey, much of Paul's wisdom is hard to understand. And people take a little bit of it, twist it, pervert it, because they haven't been trained or properly taught. And they run to the heels with stuff, and they have it out of context.
Right.
I think that's why you got to go back to the Old Testament and see what that really means.
Right.
Get in the Hebraic
That's-
mindset. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It must
And
be
that's
a great
exactly-
mindset to get it.
That's exactly why I make the statement that I just made. But okay, I
Sorry if
digress.
I
I got into doctrine. I couldn't help myself. Okay, yeah. So hey, I'm back, everybody. We're back. Okay, law of attraction. Stuff again. Where did we leave? We were talking about law
Health.
of attraction and talking about
The
health.
health, the wealth, and
Peace.
the peace. And we're talking about the health part.
Okay. One of the, you just, one thing I look at, try to look at a daily basis is this little thing called the secret. And one of the things, it just gives you like a paragraph, along with the Bible.
The daily
When
secret.
and one time it said, in order to create a paradise or to live in a paradise, you must first create a paradise within.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then another statement said, if you want to have good things happen to you, first think good thoughts. Second, speak good words. And third, do good actions. And then you will attract nothing but goodness to you. It's not enough not to do bad things or negative things. You have to not think them as well. You can't think them. You can't say them, and you certainly can't do them. Okay? Wasn't it James that said, hey, if we don't guard the tongue, everything else we do is in vain. If we're not thinking the walk and doing the walk, okay, or put it this way, if you think you're walking the walk, but you're not talking the talk, it's not going to happen. You got to be in line with yourself, and that's one thing how Psi K comes into being. It gets you in line with yourself. It gets the mind, the body, and the emotions and the spirit all on the same page. We like to call the conscious mind the ant, and the subconscious mind is the elephant. In a tug of war, who do you think is going to win? The ant or the elephant? The elephant, of course. And that's the power of the subconscious mind. The conscious mind that I'm talking to you with right now, it said scientifically, it processes 2,000 bits of information per second. That's quite a bit, 2,000 bits of information per second. Whereas the subconscious mind processes something like 500 billion. It's billions of bits of information per second. That's how much more powerful the subconscious mind is. That's why you decide, hey, I'm going on a diet. Okay, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. The subconscious mind goes, oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I think you forgot about them donuts, that I like so much over here, And most times people lose that battle. They may stay on it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a few months. But a lot of times they wind up losing that battle because the subconscious wins out. The subconscious doesn't get tired. You go to sleep and you still breathe, right? The heart still keeps pumping blood. That's how powerful the subconscious controls all of that. The subconscious, when you go to sleep, it keeps the heart beating, it keeps you breathing, it keeps the digestion going, it keeps all the cell activity happening and everything. When you're awake, you don't have to think, oh, I got to take a step here, I got to take a step there. It coordinates everything. That's the power of the subconscious. Okay? If the conscious mind had to do all that, you might forget to breathe. You get distracted on something, and that actually happens to people.
I've had that happen.
People have forgot to breathe. They got excited.
Yeah.
Forgot to breathe. And praise God, the subconscious takes over when the conscious mind passes out.
They continue to breathe.
Okay? The subconscious kicks back in and say, breathe, stupid, breathe. Come on. So that's the power of the subconscious. So the ant's job, you say, well, if that's the power of the subconscious, what's the job of the ant? The ant's job is to communicate what it wants to the subconscious. The ant is the one who makes the decisions, but it has to get the power plant on board. It's just like the driver in a car. You know, the engine does all the work, you know, supplies the power. And, you know, but, the driver decides, you know, when to do it, where to go. Most of us, you know, like in a disconnected car, we're sitting in the car, you know, wanting to go forward, but the gears, you know, we don't know how to shift the gears to get it to, to move forward. We don't know where the gas pedal is, you know, to get the desired action that we want. It's the job of the ant or the conscious mind to provide direction to the subconscious, not the other way around. And so the ant has to learn the language of the subconscious. The subconscious does not learn the language of the elephant doesn't learn the language of the ant. The ant has to learn the language of the subconscious or the elephant. The car doesn't speak driver. The driver has to learn to speak car. Turn on the ignition, shift the gear, step on the gas, steer the car. Okay.
Basically, the conscious leads the subconscious where to go. Physically in your physical.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. The problem is the subconscious does not speak English or whatever your native tongue is. It doesn't speak English. It's not
spiritual.
Huh?
Spiritual language.
No. Say that again. Now?
Is it a spirit? Is it speak spiritual language?
No, he means like the primary language is not English. It's not.
No.
Language of the subconscious is.
No. It's
Hebrew.
The language of the subconscious. The language of the subconscious is feelings, emotions, pictures.
Your mind. Is it mind? Yeah, your mind, right? Mind, soul, soul.
Okay, it's connected. It's spirit, mind, mind, body. It's connected to all of that. The subconscious, it does what is presented to it with a lot of emotion, with a lot of passion, or pictures.
Very, very powerful emotion.
Okay, images.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it acts upon.
Okay.
Images.
Yeah.
Even the power of smell. Okay, it's on emotion.
Mm-hmm.
So the ant or you're in your conscious state, you have to present things to it in its language. If you want to buy a new house, get pictures of the types of houses or the house that you want to have. And look at that every day. Okay, as often as you can. And when you look at it, see yourself in the house, actually occupying the house, actually living in the house, painting, sweeping, watching TV. And we say, you have to get a vision. You have to see yourself in the vision, and then you have to see yourself moving in the vision. That's what activates the subconscious. The subconscious will go to work and get you that house. It'll make you become the person that will get that house that you envision. Then on top of seeing the vision, okay, getting the vision and seeing it, looking at that picture on a daily basis, and then internalizing it in your mind, the next thing you want to do is how will you feel in that house? What type of emotion will you feel once you get that particular house that you want? And you feel that emotion. You actually sit there and feel it. You meditate on that vision and on that emotion. That's the language of the subconscious. That's what's going to get you to your goals, dreams, and desires. You don't talk your way to it. A lot of people think, well, I do positive affirmations. That's nice. But they don't, remember, positive affirmations is not the language of the subconscious. Positive affirmations that you feel deeply emotionally, that's the language of the subconscious. You don't talk your way to the top. You feel your way to the top. You emote.
To visualize.
And not just visualize. It has to be coupled with emotion. strong emotion. That's the language of the subconscious. The visualization is powerful too. You do visualize it, but the added oomph, the nitrous in the gas tank with the gas is powerful emotions. That's why I tell people the most dangerous place to be in the universe is in front of your TV set. Because, Madison Avenue has mastered the art of subliminal suggestion on, watching TV. You don't know how you're being programmed when you sit down in front of the TV set. Stuff is coming at you. See, you don't even see it or recognize it, but the subconscious mind sees it and recognizes it. And if it gets in there with any,
really never affected me.
Huh?
That stuff never. I mean, I don't watch TV now, but when I used to, I never found myself buying something because I saw it on TV.
It doesn't have to be that you go out and buy something, but what type of actions did you take? What type of beliefs did you?
Right, I might try to put a mindset in my mind.
Yeah.
A thought pattern in my mind.
Yeah, you may be resistant to go out and not buy this and not buy that. I'm not saying if you're a man, you're watching TV, you're going to get up and run out and buy tampons and wonder why.
You might put a buying, you gotta go and buy something to be happy. It might have not been the commercial I watched, but it might have been, to make myself feel good, I gotta go buy something. I like tools, so I gotta go get
there you
tools.
go. It can put a belief,
belief system.
It can put a belief system in you that you're not aware of.
Yeah.
And again, that's one of the things we do with PsyK. We find out what has been your programming in the past, and then we replace that programming with the programming that you want, that will help you use the law of attraction so that you're now programmed for success, happiness, and love, and prosperity. Most of us, one of the things I do that I've been teaching people to do, there's a book called Ask and It Is Given. And it's kind of become like an official handbook. This is on the law of attraction. Now, if you're a Christian, ignore the first chapter or two, because you won't like it. I don't like it. I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But I got past it, okay? Because it talks about channeling. And I don't believe in channeling spirits or anything like that. That's
Not
highly dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
You're your spirit up to.
You can wind up with all kinds of demonic possessions of you or whatever, okay? So forget about that part. The rest of it is extremely good, and there is a game in there or a process that you can do that will bring prosperity. And I know it works because I had it work. It's called the prosperity game. You take $1,000 and you buy something with that $1,000. Now this $1,000 is imaginary, but you write down $1,000 on day one, and then you buy something or a list of things that cost $1,000. The only rule is you have to spend $1,000 every day. Then the next day you have $2,000, so you spend that. Then $3,000, then $4,000, $5,000.
Every day.
Okay, every day.
Spend it all, every day.
I'm up to $308,000 now. Okay, that's how long I've been playing the
Not
game.
repeat the same spending.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you, I do a little.
This is in your mind, right? You said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, all in mind.
I want $1,000.
Hey, we're believing it's manifesting in the spirit.
But if you
realm.
if you do that, one day you will have 300,000. Believe me.
No, I believe it.
Okay. It changes. One thing I noticed when I would write certain things down, I would go, I don't need that. I don't really need it, because that's my belief system. I have a poverty mentality when it comes to this particular thing that costs this much, but I kept writing it down more and more every day. And after a while, it changed. It got into my subconscious, and I don't feel bad about it anymore.
He said I have a hard time finding things to spend money on.
Okay, it can't. Yeah, you do. You will
Yeah, that's
find it difficult to find after a while. Things. So you got to think bigger.
You gotta get a bigger vision. That's all.
You got to get a bigger vision. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't. Can I answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
Question. Like, how does that? I would be thinking, oh well, but this guy want me to have that.
Limiting belief.
Pray about it. And,
Limiting belief. It's a limiting belief. Why wouldn't God want you to have it? Why not?
but I think about all the people suffering
Limiting
out there
belief.
and
Limiting belief.
in poverty and
Okay.
and being
Look at the
killed. I
first.
was like,
Look
how
at the
can
first page.
I have good things when
And-
other people?
Yeah.
Look at the first
Look
page
at,
of this.
yeah, you gotta think like God.
Look
Think
at
like
number
God.
3. What does it say?
The law of abundance.
The universe is abundant. There's enough for you to have $1 billion and enough for everybody else on earth to have $1 billion too, or to eat well and be happy. It doesn't matter. The universe is abundant. There is no shortage of anything.
I believe
The
that.
Bible says that the cattle, oh, I started preaching. The Bible says that the cattle that graze upon 1,000 hills, all the gold and silver is mine, and the cattle that grazes upon 1,000 hills belong to me.
So, another question, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why? Just because of a person's belief, then they are in suffering and in poverty is just, and they're saying they're Christians and they read the Bible, pray all the time, and they're just in hell.
I could
Even the word of God is true
Can I say?
for everyone. Go ahead. Even it's
What
true.
did the Lord say He came for?
To give
You
us
may
life,
have us life and have it
More abundantly.
abundantly.
Yeah, exactly.
He did not say He came to have life. You have life. He knows also we're going to be suffering because if He suffered, they're going to hate us just like they hated Him. But nonetheless, He said He died so that we would have life and have it more abundantly. So you
Right.
have to have the faith to operate and walk in that
Someone
abundance.
So it's a lack of kind of faith.
It is
Oh,
Him
God don't
in
want
you.
that for me.
Right, it's Him and you. So when He gives you wealth, He will give it to you because He trusts you as
To be a
Himself.
distribution
The
point.
distribution center.
Right, I understand that. Yeah,
Yeah, so-
I understand it.
yeah.
Someone just made the
But
statement.
not to keep it for yourself and
Right.
keep it all for
Exactly.
yourself.
Right.
Right,
That's
but the
not
person-
why the person made a statement. They have a hard time believing that God wants them to have it. I had the same problem.
Yeah.
By playing the prosperity game, it helped me to grow out of that. It
That
helped
was
me to,
Dorothy.
huh?
It's Dorothy.
Okay. It helped me to change that belief. I don't believe that anymore. Okay. One of the things, just to get back to the subconscious mind real quick. The subconscious mind, reason why this thing works is because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. If you study some Eastern religions like, the Buddhists and the Hindu, they say the worst thing you can do is have a wasted thought. They say that's a dangerous thing to do. And even Yeshua said, one day you're going to give an accounting for every word that you ever spoke. Because every word that you ever spoke, you thought of it first. So you can take that and say, one day you're going to give an accounting for every thought that you ever had. And the subconscious, because the subconscious, and Yeshua also said, if you think it, you've done it. If you think of sin, you've already done, you've committed it. Okay? Fantasizing on negative things, pity parties, even, is dangerous because the subconscious mind doesn't know that you really don't mean it, that you're just throwing yourself a pity party.
Whatever you think, your subconscious says that that's the reality.
Especially if you do it with emotion. It doesn't know the difference between reality and fantasy. So when you play
It's just like a computer or something, huh? That
whatever you put in
comes out.
comes out. Whatever they used to say a lot of times in the computer, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, this computer is just terrible." You keep hitting the wrong keys.
My brother in computers, he says user error.
Yeah.
User error.
Okay. And people if you play the prosperity game and you do it faithfully day after day after day, the subconscious mind doesn't know that it's not real. And so it brings about the things that you write down in it every day. I paid off bills, and it actually felt like I felt relieved. Oh, I'm so glad to get out of debt. And I still feel that way. I actually believe that it's happening. The energy center here, where we hold, service here. I wrote down this place every day for about 3 months. And then one day, it just
Came to
popped
reality.
came to reality. I just walked into it, and I'm a commercial real estate appraiser, and a broker asked me to come over here and look the place over and measure it and kind of give them a little bit of a report. I had been writing down for 3 months, well, I need a place to start the church, and I wanted to have a commercial kitchen, the ability to kind of have, I don't want to go into restaurant business, but I want the ability to produce meals like you would do in a restaurant. So maybe I could have a food program for the little kids in the morning or whatever or something. And I come over here, this place has a commercial kitchen.
Wow.
I want to buy land so I can grow my own food.
Organic, right?
Right? Organic.
I knew.
You're watching. Okay.
I'm into that.
Okay. There's a greenhouse in back.
Wow.
Okay, I've been writing this down for 30, it may not give it to you exactly the way you envision it, but it will give you a close
How you
enough.
feel, it'll give you, I bet
Right.
I bet you.
But that's just for now. It's gonna grow, it's gonna get bigger. This is just to start me off. Okay? But I was writing it down for about 2 or 3 months. Walked into this place, doing the inspection, looking around, all of that. Got back to my apartment and said, that place might be a good place to, I didn't realize that's exactly what I've been writing about. Oh my goodness, let me go make an offer. Didn't have any money. Made the offer anyway. We worked it out.
Wow.
Here I am. That was back in September. Here I am going strong. Here I am. I'm telling you, this thing works, people.
Yeah.
It works if you would do it faithfully. I've been writing down $1,000 every day for about a year. Okay?
Say I wanted, this is just a little silly thing, but so I got some tools in Illinois that I got to get back to me. So what I say, like, think that those tools are in my place now, or how is it? How would I do something? I know it's a silly question, but
Okay.
I had there $500 worth of tools, and I want to get them back.
The first thing you do, you write down what you don't want. Okay, you got, remember the subconscious, has to have a clear picture, right? Make sure of what you don't want. And then make sure you don't think about what you don't want.
First you tell you to think about what you don't want by writing it
Then,
down.
from that, figure out what you really want.
That's
Think on that.
making it clear.
Okay.
Well, I don't
Clarity.
I don't want it to go bad. I want it to go good,
Okay, that's where coaching comes in. That's what we're here. If
Right,
you
the
want,
coaching comes.
we
I'm
can.
just saying that's what I think about. Is that what I say?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I write
I
down.
Now,
want,
say that again. I didn't quite understand.
I just
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you mean by
he was saying, don't, write down what you don't like, I don't want this, I want to do that, or I want to think
Some
that.
people,
just a list
Yeah,
of negative things you don't want to have to do.
no,
Not
not so much that. Not just a list of negative things that you don't want to happen to you, but you really need to figure out what it is you want and exclude everything else and lock in and focus on that. A lot of times we ask the universe or we ask God for things that conflict.
right,
Okay, we really can't have this one and this one at the same time, and we will do that.
Or we're unsure of what we
Not so
want.
much that we're unsure, but it's a conflicting. I've been an entrepreneur for.
Because that's me. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And
Okay.
What?
That might be it. I've been an entrepreneur for over 23 years. I haven't had a job in 23 years. The reason why I moved from Tulsa to Shreveport was I had a colleague who wanted me to go into business with him. And he was saying, oh, yeah, come on down, go into business together. We'll dominate the market. We'll do this, we'll do that. And he said, oh, by the way, the Department of Transportation has a position open, and you're more than qualified for it. Why don't you take that position? Because it's not a bad idea to have steady money coming in when you're starting up a new business. Sounds like that makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. Yet, okay, I forgot. There was a reason why I haven't had a job in 23 years. I don't like working for other people that well, especially when they're stupid. Okay. This is a state job. I would show up for work early and people would say, don't you know this is government work? I'm serious. That's what they said to me.
I believe it.
Okay. I lasted about 4 months on that job. But before they let me go, I told Liz, I said, I'm going to get fired from this job, don't you? She goes, what? So are you trying to get fired? I said, maybe.
You're thinking you're so you're thinking manifested into reality, right?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah.
But
what certainly was.
What I realized though, what I really wanted to do, okay, was serve God. I wanted to be in ministry. I wanted to help people. And I realized that, if I keep this job, there's no way I can do this. It's no sense asking the Lord to make me successful on this job and then ask him to bless me with a ministry also. The two are not going to work. It's not going to happen. And then I want to run a business too. There's no way I can have a job, run a business, and be, in ministry. And really, I'm coming to the point now, I see where it's going to be extremely difficult even to try and run a business that I run myself and set my own schedule to, and also do the type of ministry work that I want to do. So we have to figure out what it is we really want and believe that we can get it. You have to have the faith to get, you have to believe. It's difficult. We have 9 kids. It's difficult for me to leave my business completely in the dust and focus on ministry, because that takes time to build, and you minister to people a lot of times that have no money. Okay? So how are we going to live and eat? So I have to learn how to trust God more and more, little by little. I'm going to have to let the ministry grow and let the business diminish. I got to grow my faith a little bit,
I could have someone walk to your door and drop off 10 grand.
And it does happen.
Yep.
You ever heard of Oral Roberts?
I've heard.
Okay.
Well, Jamie Swagger, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I heard of both of them.
Well,
for
I mentioned Oral Roberts because I want to.
I don't know what I think about them, but
Oral Roberts
I can't judge
was
people. I
Yeah.
guess
one of the greatest healing evangelists of the 20th century.
You had a school, right?
Yeah, that's where I went to seminary.
Oh.
And he
Tulsa.
would tell the story. He got into ministry, and he couldn't even afford a place to live, and he's married and got a kid. He was living with someone. And his wife got into an argument with the woman that they were living with. And she said, Oral, if you don't get me a house, get me my own place, I'm taking the kids and I'm going back to mother. I'm leaving you. So what is he going to do? He doesn't have a job. All right? But he believes God. He said, I think either the same night or the next day, someone just knocked on the door and said, here, brother, I don't know why I'm giving this to you, but the Lord told me to give this to you. And someone knocked on the door and gave him like $10,000, $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But that's not going to happen to you unless you step out in faith to do that. Okay?
Yeah.
You got to believe.
I guess my faith wasn't 100% faith,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I don't know if you ever have 100% faith, but
Probably not. Probably nobody.
But I think I was doing what you were saying. You have this strong faith, but then you're canceling it with, like my prayer life. Oh, God, are you going to do this? Are you not going to do this? And I was,
You can't.
contradicting
contradicting
thoughts or
yourself,
whatever.
you know, because the subconscious mind gets confused, and usually if we have fear, doubt, and worry, it's more positive. I mean, it's more
Right.
powerful than the positive thing that we're trying to tell ourselves. Okay, hey, I'm successful, I'm great, this is going to happen. You know, just one drop of fear kind of wipes all that out. Okay, that fear is such a powerful emotion. That doubt, what is doubt? Is fear. What is worry? Is fear. And those are powerful emotions, and that's what the subconscious is going to pick up on. Okay, so we have to believe. We have to, put the right emotion in there. So you were asking, how do I get my tools out of Illinois from down here? One thing.
I mean, I know how to do it. I can just drop, but with a job, and you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I can do it, but it's,
I would
how's
say
it gonna happen?
first see yourself with your tools. Just see yourself with your tools in your possession. Okay, and what you want to do with those. One of the things after you figure out what you want, you have to figure out why you want it. The bigger your W, the bigger the why, the easier and faster it will come. If you have a W that will that will benefit mankind and your neighbor, the universe will bring it to you quicker. Okay, I can want a Ferrari, and I can get it. I'm not saying that the Lord won't give me a Ferrari if I want it. Okay, if I really want a Ferrari, I'll get one.
Sure.
All right. But I just want a Ferrari just so I can go cruising for chicks. Okay, I might get, I can get that.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get it.
I'll take one too.
Okay, you'll take one too. You want to go, and he wants to go cruising for chicks.
Yeah, she said the more powerful our beliefs, the more it came to pass.
Right.
So, yeah.
But if the more power, you can have a powerful belief. But if you have a powerful reason for wanting it, you want to do something, say maybe instead of a Ferrari, you want a big mobile van so that you can go through the neighborhoods and distribute food or do this or pick people up and take them back and forth, to their medical appointments, the elderly, the handicapped, if you have that type of a desire that will benefit others, the universe tends to grant those quicker than the ones that are just for ourselves. You can have both. You can say, I want a van so I can help the handicapped and the elderly, make it back and forth to their doctor's appointments, okay, or bring food to them. It's nothing, okay, that's great. And then there's nothing wrong with wanting a Ferrari too with all your heart and soul. It's not against,
Because that's nothing to get. I mean, it's
right.
That's not.
The universe is abundant. You can have both of those thoughts. But more than likely, the van or the bus will probably come to fruition quicker than the Ferrari will. Okay?
But if you're being obviously you're not going to minister in your Ferrari.
You could, but you can only do it one at a time,
Yeah, you can. You can minister in anything.
You can minister
You
to
go
it.
sure you can. Let's get
You can you can try to get grandma's wheelchair in there, to take her to her appointment.
real quick.
Yeah, you can get there real quick, But the other one will probably come to fruition faster. Okay. Whatever.
Isn't that like I don't know if it's selfish thought,
No,
because
that's a limiting belief. Why is it selfish just because you want a nice car? What's selfish about that? Nothing.
Well,
Like,
Go ahead and search for an
if
answer.
I wanted to borrow it, if someone needed to borrow it, you trusted, you
Yeah.
to borrow it? Or would you allow people, would you drive people where they needed to go when you could? Would it be, it's a reliable vehicle?
yeah, for sure.
There's nothing wrong with wanting a Ferrari. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong with wanting a big house if you want one. Okay?
Well,
You're not taking a house from someone else. You're not taking the food out of anyone's mouth. There's plenty of food on the earth right now. We got silos and silos of
It's,
food
it's
in this country that we can feed the world with, but we keep it locked up in order to keep the prices high enough, you know.
Well, you have priorities. I mean, we all know we have priorities, right? But we would say that when you go to the store, for example, it's the same thought, but on a lower level, but it's still the same thought and affects the same thing on a higher level. If you go to the store and you want to feed your body the best food, you're not going to go to Walmart. You're going to go to the best whole food place, not even whole food, but someplace better. And it's going to be much, the cheese is going to be 10 times as much, or the juice, whatever it is, it's going to be 5 to 10 times as much. And you're not tripping saying, is it selfish to, to get that from my body?
Mm-hmm.
When you go out and looking up for a good vehicle that you want, a nice vehicle, I mean, remember, vehicles are your ability to get from A to B, whenever, however you want. People, before cars and transportation and all of the, industrialized revolution and everything, you got horses. You wanted a good horse. You didn't want no pony. You wanted a really good horse,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the car.
I guess if you're on the same page with God, and
Yeah, and God,
You know,
God
you're
wants
not-
you to have it more
you know,
abundantly.
You got a limiting belief, Andy.
maybe
Yeah.
I probably do.
You got
Yeah.
a
I probably
limiting
do,
belief.
but
Yeah.
God is on the page with you having a Ferrari if that's what you want. He
Yeah.
doesn't mind if you have a Ferrari.
I think she wants the Ferrari too.
Well, I want a
Okay.
Mustang.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Those are cool too.
He's on that page. It's okay. And that's what I mean by the reason why we do Psi K, the reason why we minister to people with Psi K. Because most of us have some limiting belief statement in there. We can go to this level. I had one member of the group, she said, I can never make more than $60,000 a year. She said, you ever notice that, you never can get beyond 40 or 50 or 60, and you always fall back down. You rise up to that level and you come back down. You never, go beyond this, or even sometimes it's even hard to sustain it. You make it 1 year or 2 years, and then you drop, and then you come back and drop. You're like this. That's because she has that belief system
They're subconscious.
in her subconscious. Just like most of us, it's selfish to have, and people will tell you, I guarantee you, if you go to the barber shop right now and say you want a Ferrari, what do you want a Ferrari for? The barber's going to be cutting your hair. Yeah, what do you need with a Ferrari? What are you going to spend all that money on that for? You're going to hear that everywhere. I guarantee you.
But in the same, if you got like a Ferrari and you're a minister, you're going to be turning people off. That's another.
Because they have a limiting belief that I'm not supposed to have a Ferrari.
Maybe
Not that I'm going to buy a Ferrari, people, or anything, but it's because of
I guess you're not going to reach them anyway, right? Got that kind of mentality. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
You
when you're in ministry, a lot of times you sacrifice certain things because of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
People have limiting beliefs. They believe that, you should do this, you should do that, you should be this way, or you should be that way. And a lot of times, us ministers, we'll give into that for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of someone's soul. We'll do certain things. We'll give up certain
Our
things.
focus is not.
We'll sacrifice
Right.
certain things because we want to reach them so bad that
That's kind of like pride too. Isn't it kind of like pride? Oh, I'm doing all this and I'm gonna win that one. So
no,
it's like I'm doing this. I'm sacrificing. I'm not buying that. I'm eating cheap food. It's to win this guy or whatever. But
it depends.
it's God's doing it. He can do it if you have that Ferrari or not, right?
Right.
He can win that.
It depends on, some people may get what you're talking about is self-righteousness. I'm
Yeah,
all
right,
this,
right,
I'm
right,
doing
exactly.
this, I'm, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that, there are just certain things that when you're in the ministry that you may say, I'm not going to do. I heard one preacher say on a TV program once, he said he loves to shoot pool. He said he really enjoys shooting pool. He said there's nothing wrong with shooting pool. It's nothing demonic or anything wrong with shooting pool. But most people have a negative connotation about the game of pool because they think it's what you do in bars and while you're drinking and getting
Gambling.
high and gambling and chasing women or something.
Pool hall.
Pool hall or whatever.
Yeah.
So he says he doesn't shoot pool.
Yeah.
He doesn't go out to a pool hall because he doesn't want people, to reject the gospel because he likes to shoot pool. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. He's not talking about I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He was just saying,
No, I'm just saying that
Mhm.
maybe a minister. I'm talking in general. Any
Mhm.
minister will say, "Well, I'm giving up this. I'm not going to do that." Maybe I'm wrong, but it could be kind of like a little pride thing. Like, well, I'm suffering so much,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like I say,
Like,
self-righteous.
I'm suffering. Yeah, self-righteousness. I'm
Okay.
suffering so much.
Yeah, so-
Look at Oh
Yeah.
man.
So-
Yeah.
Now, if they definitely,
That's kind of like a little like pride. I think.
if they start telling people, look at me, I'm doing, then they're definitely,
Right, you
getting
said the Bible
into
about
pride
that,
and
people,
they're doing this and I'm so spiritual, I'm so this or whatever. Yeah,
like when
I
you're
would
fast,
agree with
you
you.
fast without telling anybody. You don't say, hey, make yourself
You
look
just-
like,
Yeah,
kind of.
I'm just
Right.
saying,
Right.
there are people in ministry who do give up certain things. When I went to seminary, I had a business that was grossing $125,000, $150,000 a year. But I gave that up because I wanted to pursue God. No one knew that that that's what I had did. I didn't tell anybody at the time. Okay. I had a colleague who was a professor of architecture at LSU. We were in Baton Rouge at the time. And he was also a professor of architecture at Tulane. And he said, Vince, if you just want to, finish your education, I'll get you into the executive MBA program at Tulane. But don't give up your business. What about your family? This and that. And I thought about it and I said, if I stayed here, it would be for the money. And I don't believe I should ever do anything just for the money. And so I better go on and, kind of, follow where I believe God is leading me to go. Okay, I better, go on and do that. Now, I can say that as a testimony, but not like, look at me, I'm all this
Oh yeah,
and all that.
I'm not saying.
I know you're not.
He's just illustrating like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where were we getting back to the law of
Sorry.
attraction? Where were we?
I'm throwing you out here.
No, that's okay. What were we were taught? We went from health. You were talking about how do you get your twos down here using the law of attraction. Like I said, first, let me ask you this, why do you want your twos down here?
Well, I guess it's a selfish reason.
No, it's not selfish.
I just want my tools back.
You want your twos.
I like,
paid a lot of money
even though
for
I might, yeah, exactly. Even though I might not use them, I just
Okay.
be reminded.
What kind of
okay.
what kind of twos
I'll tell
are
you.
they?
It's your possession.
What
Yes.
kind of twos are they? Air conditioning?
For remodeling and construction.
Mm-hmm.
Air nailer, framing gun, some other framing staplers,
Stuff for
trim
construction,
staplers, yeah,
for doing home
little
remodeling,
tools, yeah,
home repair, and stuff
yeah.
like that.
About $500-600 worth of
Okay.
stuff I had to leave down there because
Could you make more money with them if you had them? You could do work on the side or something? Or,
sure I could.
Okay. All right. So you'd like to get your tools. One thing, you paid for them. Number one, they're sitting up there going to waste. God doesn't want you to waste stuff. All right. Number two, and you can make more money. If the more money you make, the more you can give to other people, the more you can do for yourself, the more you can't help the blind cannot lead the blind. The broke can't do too much for the broke.
Mhm.
We went to an event, was it last week or the week before? The gentleman, he builds centers now all over the world, very nice centers. And he teaches people how to be self-sufficient. He doesn't have a dime, but his concept of his centers work. He gets money and grants the guy who started eBay bumped into him, and he was saying, how does this thing work or whatever, and he didn't know who the guy was because he's not tech savvy. When he got back to his center in Pittsburgh, he said, any of you kids know who such and such is? Oh, he didn't even know what eBay was. He said, any of you kids know what eBay is? And he said, sure. What's his name? Strickland.
Yeah.
Sure, Mr. Strickland, that's, that's e-commerce. It's the biggest thing. It's doing this and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh my God. I just met the founder of eBay and I blew him off. Okay? And so he called him, he said, the guy gave him his card. So he called him up and he said, Mr. So-and-so, whatever the guy's name is, I found out who you were. And so the guy with eBay said, I figured you'd figure it out sooner or later. He said, here's a check for $500,000. Okay?
Yeah.
To help you, fund your sentence. They don't get any money from the federal government. All their money comes from private sources. One of their funders is the owner of the Cincinnati Reds. Okay? You gotta have somebody. If the more money you have, the more you can do for people who don't have. You're not doing God any favors being broke. You hear me out there? You're not. Believe me. God wants you to have a lot of money. He just wants your head and your heart to be right, so that you know what to do with it when you get it.
Right.
Okay? You help your brother, you help your fellow man, you tie to your church or your community or something, He just wants to make sure, that's why the Bible says he gives seed to the sower, those who will distribute, not to the hoarder. Okay? The more you sow, the more you get. He gives you more. If you sow, he gives you more to sow. I'm saying you got to get rid of those limiting beliefs. You can't get rid of them without some type of help. That's why Leslie and I are having this meetup group. So, because we're trying to introduce you to things to help you get rid of those limiting beliefs and those contradictory beliefs that hold you back and hold you down. That's why, we're here trying to introduce you to Psych K and the emotion code and body code so that we can help you. You can't do anything for anybody if you're sick, if you're not healthy.
You're not going to get sick.
Okay?
Well, yeah, I kind of, yeah.
Psych K, emotion code, body code, law of attraction.
More sick, like in the hospital sick.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I still.
You don't have to
Something
get,
still tries to come on
Like
me.
a cold or something.
But now that I'm speaking the Bible verses in my life, and it pretty much.
you don't have to be in the hospital
Good.
to be completely incapacitated. There are people who are sick who can't do anything, and they're at home,
Mhm.
You're right.
and they can't get out and do anything, for anyone because they're in poor health. See, if you don't have enough money, you're going to worry about money. The more you worry, all sickness and disease start in the mind. I don't care if it's cancer. I don't care what it is. It starts in the mind. If you're worried about money and paying bills, pretty soon you're going to be sick. All right. If you get sick, your spirituality is going to suffer. You're going to start thinking about just you. Woe is me. And you're not going to want to do anything for anyone else because you're sick. If your spirituality is lacking, pretty soon you won't have any money because your heart's in the wrong place. Or you're going to have emotional issues. You're a triune being. You are a spirit, you have a mind, and you live in a body. And you can't disconnect yourself from either one of them and be healthy and whole and successful. If your spirituality is lacking, pretty soon your health, because if your spirituality is lacking, you're going to be emotionally upset. Things are going to get to you emotionally. And once they get to you emotionally, because your heart's in the wrong place, because, you know, if your spirituality is wrong, you're going to be mean and nasty and evil to people. You're going to have that emotion. And so what are you going to attract with that emotion? Something mean and evil and nasty to yourself. And then, you know, pretty soon, you know, you don't have any money because you're sick, you can't work, you can't do what you normally do, or you can't think right. You know, if you make your money with your mind, you can't, you know, function and process properly. Pretty soon you're going to be broke. If there's a deficiency in one, it will cause a deficiency in the other two sooner or later. I don't care if it's a deficiency in the spirit, or a deficiency in your finances, or in your health, or if it's emotional. It will affect the other two sooner or later. It will happen. That's the reason why the law of attraction is such an important concept for you to grasp and take hold of and begin to utilize it in your life. God designed it and He made it. He made it for our benefit. It's a great tool. You know, gravity is a great tool. You know, when you learn to manipulate it, you know, we can fly, we can do all this great stuff, we can build bridges, you know, and all kind of stuff when you know how to, you know, use gravity the right way. Okay? Gravity is not here to hurt us or to harm us. It's here to help. I mean, without gravity, we just float out into space, you know, whatever, you know. We need gravity. We need the law of attraction. You just have to know how to use it. First of all, you got to know that it's there and that it's working even when you don't think it is, just like gravity is. It is a law, and it controls the universe. So I hope you will, you know, go to our webpage, and, you know, we can do sessions with you over the phone. Like I said, we call ourselves spirit, mind, body coaches. We've worked with cancer patients. We've helped people get healed from cancer. We have ministered, coached, whatever title you want to put on it, to people in all types of situations. You know, I've coached someone who, you know, he's got a 6-figure business now because of my tutelage. I've had 2 6-figure businesses, and I believe I'm about to start another one. You know, in the form of the ministry, because I want to help people be healthy and whole. I hate sickness and disease. I hate to see people lacking financially. You know, I'm a real estate appraiser. The banks call me up to go appraise property. And lately it seems like I'm doing a lot of foreclosures. So, you know, every time I go to a property that's foreclosed, I pray, I said, Lord, I hope you let the family that was living here, I hope you got them a new place. You know, I hope they're okay. You know, I don't want to see people in misery. I don't want to see people frustrated. The better off you are financially, physically, and spiritually, the better the world is. You know, Leslie is a fitness and nutrition coach. She's a certified, you know, nutritionist. She's a former world-class athlete. She's been to the Olympic trials. She used to run track for LSU, all kind of state records, you know, back in her home state in Connecticut. NCAA champion, SEC champion, you know, all that, all American, all that, you know, good stuff, you know. So, I'm a master of martial arts. You know, I know a lot about meditation. You know, I'm an ordained minister, been to seminary, you know, been accepted to yeshiva, you know, all that good stuff, okay? We use neuroplasticity, you know, neurology, you know, neuroscience, meditation. We bring all of these things together: spirituality, psychology, nutrition, fitness, exercise, health,
Spirit, mind, and body.
Spirit, mind, and body. You know.
Yep.
You know, go to our webpage at what is it again?
www.etzhaym.weebly.com.
Okay.
Go to Weebly's.
All right. You know, email us at etzim10@gmail.com. You know, there's a lot of ways you can get in touch with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And let's look at it under my name, Vincent Adams or Tree of Life. And we record these sessions on Periscope, and we're also recording them on Ustream Live. You know, also.
Ustream is uploaded on YouTube and Catch.me when we do
Okay.
Periscope. Periscope, you know, picks up by Catch.me.
We literally have, over the years, we have hundreds of instruction out there on YouTube, literally hundreds.
Follow us on Twitter.
Okay. You know, follow us, get in touch with us. Okay. Get in touch with us. You know, if you need some coaching, if you got some goals that you want to reach and you're having, you know, difficulty breaking through, we'll help you with those limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun too.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun and help you reprogram things. Okay. Well, it's, you know, we try to end at 9 o'clock. It's almost 9. I'm going to go ahead and shut things down, you know, now. And, you know, wishing everyone the best. We are going to be off the air. Don't do it yet. We won't be, the next 2 weeks, we will not be doing the Law of Attraction, God and the Law of Attraction meetup, because it's the first month of the biblical year begins tomorrow night, and the first 12 days actually affect the entire year. So we will be having service. You can still see us if you want, but you have to be tuning in. Matter of fact, we're going to be broadcasting on the same thing. We just upload it to a different area. So you will see us next week if you want to, but we're going to be in a different mode. We're going to be in church mode. But our church mode is about health, law of attraction, and, you know, it's all about the same thing.
Just tell them what we're doing.
Okay. We will have our revival over the next 12 days, beginning tomorrow night at sundown.
It's Nissan, the month of Nissan.
Nissan
The
1.
month of the
Right.
harvest.
I'm
We
still
will-
learning that stuff.
Okay.
You know, we will be having our revival.
Right.
Yeah,
You bless
you
the
know,
first 12 days of Nissan
Right.
by blessing the first, all the months. So the Nissan 1, we bless the month of Nissan. On Nissan 2, we bless the second month of ER. On Nissan 3, we bless the month of Sivan. And we go all the way through the whole year by the biblical months
Right.
Okay.
for the first 12
And that's
days.
that's Kabbalah. That sows the seed for our.
Right. So I'm
the
seeing
entire
now
year.
the beginning of the year to last the whole year through.
Okay.
It's our 4th year of doing it.
Right.
All right. Cool.
Okay. All right. See you next week if
And
you
it starts
like.
at 7 o'clock. Sorry.
We start at 7 o'clock, the same time as we started tonight.
Right, 7 o'clock every night will be about an hour. It won't be long. It will be an hour each
About an
night.
hour and a half.
An hour. An hour.
It'll be about an hour
I'm
and a
trying to
half.
push Vince to make it short.
You know, at the same time as we're doing now, but since we're going every night, we're going to try and keep it down to about an hour or a little, thereof, because it's a school night, and all that good stuff, and people have to go to work too, so we got to be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Take it
Okay.
easy, guys. My phone just stopped broadcasting. I just didn't worry about it.
Okay.
Just went blank. They had enough power, but it cut off.